one anyway. Half a minute left to go. Skank is having some problems here. Aaron Gregorian proving a difficult opponent to get past. Gregorian, however, just slowing up a little bit. He picked up a penalty for passivity.
Jesper Swing g'alaba qozondi. Niderlandiya. Tatami 1 Woodlisco. İkinci tatamiga 90 kilogramgacha bo'lgan vazn toifasida erkaklar taklif qilinadi. Ojiligida Alexey Mathieu.
Right, but we've had to go into golden score to sort this one out.
Abderrahmane Diao, Senegal.
It's a slow start on map 1, I'm afraid. Bit of a difficult one with Han, first of all, and now Gregorian and Skank making hard work of this one. Neither of them have been able to get going. We've just had the single Wazari so far. It's our third contest. Beg your pardon, but that was better. Just talking about looking for a big score. Mercifully, we got one. It took, well, all of 15 minutes for us to get our first big score. Good morning to Loretta Cusator, who manages to find the button today.
Thanks for that, Sheldon. Yes, it's very complicated stuff. You sneeze and you've got to turn the button off, but if you forget that you've sneezed and you're ready to start and not turn the button on, you go blank.
You could be talking to yourself.
And I have done.
But luckily, we've got your dulcet tones, darling, this morning, so...
Thank you very much, my dear.
I was just saying that we've had 15 minutes, and that's the first real score. I mean, Han came up with a Wazari that was just about Wazari. I think they'd have been lucky to get a Coker in the old days for that one. Yeah. But anyway, Han won his first contest, but the opening one between Zilka and Florentino didn't happen because Florentino didn't appear. Anyway, we've got Henri Egotidze of Portugal up on mat number 1. He goes up against John Jane of the United States of America. It's Egotidze in the white judogi, Jane in blue, and here is Loretta. Do you know what's happened with, is Dennis staying down with Neil, or is Dennis coming up here?
I believe he's down with Neil at the moment.
Okay, in that case, you are in the unlucky position of having to put up with me for a while then.
Well, I wouldn't say that at all.
Half a minute has already gone. John Jane, a British fighter originally, wasn't he? John Jane, yeah. Just trying to remember where he came from.
I'm not trying to remember myself now.
He jumped ship.
Jumped ship.
Yeah. I don't mean that in the kind of, you know, jump ship in Boston type thing or something, but...
I'll have to go dig a little bit deeper on that one. You've caught me on the hop with
some of the British
John
team
Jane,
will tell you about it. Anyway, he's been competing, at least competing for the United States of America.
Yes, I've seen him compete.
Now.
Yeah, it has been some time he's been competing for the United States of America. Just trying to remember how far back though.
How was the morning show then?
Well, it went really well, thank you. Yeah, it was good. Dennis took the lead. Big boots to fill, but he did a great job. He did a great job.
I did try calling.
Yes.
but you were already,
We were already
wrapped up.
We were all at the beginning going, "Where's Sheldon?"
You were all wrapped up. I tried to call about 5 different people,
Oh,
but
really?
everyone was wrapped
Yes.
up, engrossed in getting going. And our taxi driver this morning, I took a taxi this morning, decided to take this circuitous route to the Humo Arena that took 40 minutes.
Oh, crikey. Well, normally it's only about, 20 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah,
25 minutes.
Monday morning could be a little bit tricky, but not 40 minutes. And it was, I decided after 20 minutes that I didn't have any hair to pull out anyway, so it was no good getting upset. And he couldn't understand what I was saying anyway.
Well, we had your back.
Johnny Prado in the chair for John Jane. Egotidze has picked up a single sheeter. We've had half the contest. I hope it's not going to be a struggle all day, but I'll tell you what, this is contest number 4 now.
Well, in the first rounds, you tend to find that it's a little bit of a slow start. Obviously, as we know, it's a straight knockout. Anyone making some silly errors, and this is where those silly errors will be made, and that's in the first round because they're not really warmed up mentally and actually in the arena. We talked a couple of days ago about this, that although they do extremely good warm-ups ready to compete, the bodies are prepared, muscles are warmed up, but it's so different when you walk into this arena for the first time and then you're up against the opposition.
Yeah, and high quality opposition in the opening round, yeah.
It's very, very difficult to warm that up. And as a competitor myself, I used to sort of say, well, I'll know how my day will go when I get my first match under my belt. It's one of those that you don't know if you're going to have a good day at the office or not until you get on that mat, and then you can see if you can actually put it all together, all that preparation towards and build up towards the competition, and what's so important when you wake up the day of your competition, because that could, a bad night or an injury or something that just a niggly injury comes to light after the warm-up, you just don't know.
I only say that because days 1 and 2 were particularly exciting from the get-go. We had some really, really memorable judo. That's a good effort. Well, I'm not sure. I'd like to have a look at the replay here. If Jane attacks Egotidze, then Egotidze can't score. You know, I'm not so sure about that. I put Wazari on the board, but I thought, oh, he's gone against the arm. So many little things here.
Well, we've seen that a couple of times. I just wish some of these athletes would have a bit of a wake-up call on that one. They really are playing dangerously when they go against the arm, and it's happening far too many times.
The only thing we can say about the score is that if Egotidze blocked the original attack, then anything that comes from that, it's not a count, he's blocked that. So
and that's what he did.
There's no look, you know, he pushed the hips, blocked the attack, and then he came with his uranage.
Yeah.
So that's why that was scored. Okay, and just to let you know, John Jane did represent Great Britain up until August 2013. And he's also Bulgarian, his mum's a Bulgarian, so he's got 3 passports.
Okay.
Gets around, doesn't he?
Yep.
Well, he's going to need one of them soon,
Yeah.
because he's on his way out here. Not sure which one he used to get into Uzbekistan, but I'm afraid to say he's going to need it now. Egotidze it is who goes into round 2. Right, coming up next, Ivalo Ivanov of Bulgaria goes up against Komranshaw Ustapirion
Oh, this is going to
of
be...
Tajikistan, yeah.
This is a humdinger, as I would say. This is definitely going to be a very, very tricky match.
Ivanov in the white judogi, Ustapirion in blue. I said at the beginning of the day, in this pool, I haven't looked deeply at the others, but you've got the number 1 seed here, Davlat Babonov. Peter Zilka is into round 2. Han, who I wasn't that impressed with, is through, and he'll face Michael Skank of Turkey. So that's a tough one. Noel van ter End is going to go up against Henri Egatidze, and it'll be Nicolas Mungai of Italy to face the winner of this one.
Yeah, I looked at that and thought, oh, that was, in my words, what a stinker.
Yeah,
it wasn't a nice one, but also the next Pool B as well is not a nice one either. So when you, but you know, I've looked down all of them. Pool A, B, and C are very, very tough. I think Tot of Hungary could have a really good chance through there.
He must be in.
He's
in,
got
in
he's
Pool
definitely
D,
Pool D. He's in a really good position, I think.
Yeah, Luka Maisaradze and perhaps Kantolga
Yeah.
are likely to give him the most trouble. Milan Randall may not even get past Stanislav Gunchenko, the Ukrainian really good boy.
And you've got Kuzik. Do you know what? This is like yesterday with the 63. This is a weight category that you could look at it and change your mind so many times on who would be there, who you would think would be on that podium.
Well, I'd put some money on Tot, Mediev, Lasha Bakauri maybe. He's going to have his hands full, even in round 2, because he's got to buy into round 2. Harrison Kassa's got a massive job of the Australian of facing Mashiyama Kosuke in round 1. So he's got some problems there. So we could, well, one of Bakauri and Mashiyama is going to go out, one of them, in round 2. So that should open the pool up a little bit. You'll have got rid of one of the tough ones very early on. We'll see who it is that comes through. Ustapirion picked up a Shido.
Well, one of my favourites has got to be, which I've backed him quite a few years now, is Edward Trippel. He's down in Pool C. He's up against, he'll be in the...
Jesper Smink.
Yeah.
Because Jesper Smink had a first round win against Breitenbach, the young South African. His sister competed on day 3, Donne.
Buchashvili, who's the brother of the bronze medalist of yesterday. He's up today, isn't he?
Right, going to leave you with Loretta Cusack-Doyle for a moment.
Well, as Sheldon was saying, they're very tough. It's a tough weight category, and we wouldn't expect too many fireworks going off in the earlier rounds. These athletes will take it very slow. They will be much more... They will analyse these contests very, very seriously. No one really wants to go out firing on all cylinders too quickly, because that's where sometimes if you don't put your thought process into it, you can make a mistake. But a Wazari there for Ivanov, and Gustav Perion with a Shido on the board, so he's got some work to do with just now coming up to a minute remaining in this contest. Well, there's never ever going to be an easy match. The depth throughout the world of high quality athletes. Analysing the draw this morning, and 49 athletes, well, I could have picked out maybe about 14 to even possibly 20 athletes that had a real chance of getting on that podium for one performance or another, or experiences over youth, or just gutsy performances over technical expectations. Oops. Ivanov there attempting a Tomanagi, but Gustav Perion just totally dismissed him there, lost his complete control, and picks up a Shido now. But Gustav Perion with 2 Shidos now. One more would be a disqualification and taken an early shower. Well, there you have it. The win goes to Bulgaria, Ivanov, and he'll be quietly relieved to get that one out of the way as he moves through to the next round, where he'll be up against a bit more of a challenging match, and that'll be up against Noel van Tien of the Netherlands. Oh no, sorry, that won't be. It will be Mungai of Italy.
First round, men under 90 kilogram category. In white, judogi representing
Tixi
Serbia.
will be up against Noel van Tien.
Nemanja Majdov. In blue, judogi representing Republic of Moldova. Dorin Kotonoaka.
Majdov represents in Serbia in the white now. Dagat of Moldova in the blue, up against Majdov of Serbia in the white.
İkinci tatamiga 90 kilogramga chiqargan vazn toifasida erkaklar taklif qilinadi. Judogida Gabdulga Altan Bagana, Mongoliya. Ko'k judogida Ali Hazen, Misr.
Well, a Shido apiece for both these athletes now. A little bit of a wake-up call, a warning to both of them. Botonaga trying to get past strong gripping style of the Serbian Majdov. Seems to be tying him up a little bit, as you can see there, but it comes under the arm now, on that belt. And the Serbian senses a little bit of danger there. As you can see, reacted with a slight jigger type position. Knees bent, dropping the hips low. Well, picks up the third and final, and he's obviously not happy with that, but it was definitely a tough first round for him. Majdov takes the win.
Judogi representing Serbia, Nemanja Majdov.
And he'll be up against Silva Morales of Cuba in the next round. And that'll be a massive change of pace with this one, because as we know, the Cubans are very, very light on their feet, fast reactions, explosive judo and physically strong. So he'll have to make sure he's up on his game on that next round match.
In blue judogi, representing Czech Republic, David Clement.
Hamza of Kazakhstan, Clement of Czech Republic now. Kazakhstan in white, Czech Republic in the blue. This is the first round of the under 90 kilos. Day 5 of competition. So well, it's been an amazing World Championships so far. The quality of judo that's here in Kazakhstan is an absolute treat for everyone that is here in person, but obviously for you out there streaming the action. Quite a lot of younger athletes making their debut, and obviously in mind of the planning of possibly Paris, but beyond Paris. Japanese are leading on the medal table. Started off brilliantly in the first 2 days of competition, with taking all 4 gold medals. So a shooter apiece for both these. We're coming up to the halfway mark, and as we'd expect, it is again another very physical match. It's really all about the kumikata. As you can see, good strong sleeve grip there for Hamza, Kazakhstan. But very poor entry with the Sutemi Waza. That was, considering how good the grip was, he came under it for a Sutemi Waza, Sumigeshi there, and it was so poor. And the referee definitely seen that, and he gets, for all that effort, he gets a Shido for it. And rightly so. It was so poor, it was unbelievable. And a massive surprise considering the build-up towards that entry. Again, as you can see, Kazakhstan, beautiful grips, good strong. That right hand just behind the left arm of his opponent, controls it quite nicely, and is causing so many problems for Clement. As he picks up his second Shido, really can't get past the grasps of the Kazakhstan, especially off that left. As you can see, once more, it draws it in, comes off the belt. This time he lets the belt go again. He drops under for a variation of the Kategorias. You think when he come in so good with the grips there, that you can see that an Ouchigari there, and I'm surprised he hasn't ventured for going to the rear. It's good strong grip, draws down on that sleeve. Now when he gets the opportunity of the belt, you would say that a rear attack such as the Ouchigari is just nicely placed, but he's going for that Kategorias, and a beautiful counter into the knee was 21 seconds now. And he's looking for the Jujikatami, but it's a perfect position for Clement to be in. He's down in the ground, that clock ticks away. He's not wanting to get back up on his feet at all, so he's going to look incredibly busy in the Niwaza, so that that clock will just eat away at the time. The round will go to Clement. He'll go into the second round. What a mistake from the Kazakhstan.
The winner of tatami 1 in blue judo gi, representing Czech Republic, David Clement.
So Clement takes that win. Wouldn't have predicted that watching the whole match, but all it takes is errors like that to be able to capitalize and get that little finishing touch, the sumigeshi off that belt, rotating, no question, on the score. So Kasa of Australia now in the white. Mashiyama representing Japan in the blue. As I said, the Japanese have had a great worlds so far. And they'll be really on a high, this team. As well as having that success tends to be, it comes with its pressures as well for some of the athletes to also perform. And maybe some of them are not of the same level or caliber, depth of experience, but on the other side, the other match, we've got the ladies under 70s just started in the first round. We've got Jemima Yates-Brown, great athlete from Great Britain, very, very strong. She has a bye in the first round, so she'll be, in a way, knowing Jemima, she just wanted that warm-up, but she's had the experience of coming out into the arena, so she'll get a feel of the atmosphere. But she's a grafter, and she'll have wanted to really get stuck in and have that warm-up match before she starts venturing into some of the more challenging. But talking about challenging here, Kasa of Australia is finding it a little bit of a struggle here up against Mashiyama. Trying to get past the strong kumikata of the Japanese. He's around the back there, under the arm, just trying to draw his right arm around the back of the left side of his Japanese opponent. But it's that left grip that he's trying to secure. Every time he gets his hands on, the steps across with the Tai Toshi. Mashiyama just waiting to react. So he's starting to accumulate the Shidos. This is the second one now. And as we all know, 2 really is in danger. Good Ashiwaza for Mashiyama. Japanese do extremely well working with their feet. Nice Ochikochis, Kusutos, as much as it's a big throw for them and scoring quite highly on it, it's also a good opening for the big attacks such as the Uchimata and Aggies. So I'm always a great believer. If you've got good footwork, you're actually almost there. There you've got it, the Cianagi. Beautifully done. Comes in deep. Didn't get that little finish at the end, but he got the height. The entry was nice. Now just needs to sort out the finish. Mashiyama He's got now a good opening there, as you can see, the arm in the inside, which sets up nicely the Morote Seoinage or the Uchimata Tayatoshi. So that's the danger for the Australian, is allowing the arm to be in the inside. Well, they've, as well as coming in the inside with the Morote Seoinage, the Tayatoshi, the Uchimata, he's got a beautiful Kosota that Kasa has just found out. So sadly for Kasa, it was a tough first round match for him, and but I'm sure he'll take a lot from that contest, and it'll be back to the drawing board for him, and an opportunity to now follow the progress of his opponent that's just defeated him.
Next contest, one.
Double stab at that Kosota, and then went right round the back. So Mashiyama will be up against the Georgian. Bacoli in that next round, so that'll be quite an interesting match. Kalyulad, Estonia, in the white, Sherov, Kyrgyzstan, in the blue. Well, the Estonian looking a little bit apprehensive there, a bit of a pitter-patter of not wanting to engage, but he's got a good strong grip round the back now, but for how long? He looks to have got a slight poke in the eye there. Quite sure unintentionally, but we've actually seen quite a lot of them over the past few days. It's that fierce gripping style that we're getting from a lot of these athletes, that if you bring your head forward, there's a chance that your face will get it first rather than the lapel. Estonian with 2 shidos, and he's got over just under 2.5 minutes remaining, so it's not really looking very good for the Estonian at this particular moment. He's got to be, for me, somewhere along the line, he's got to just come out fighting. He's got to really dig in deep and be a risk taker out here, because up until now, what his plan A has just not been working. He throws the arm up the top, he cooks in with the Ojigari. Now this is what you like to see, as you can see now, off that real engagement there from the Estonian. You can see Sherov defending slightly, but he's got that Tayatoshi, but I think it was off a mate. Interesting to see. Not quite sure what's that. I think it might actually be a rip in the gi, which is very, very unusual on the sleeve. Yeah, you could imagine the skirt, but the actual gi itself, because that is machine stitched, it's reinforced, and to take a lot of physical action. So I'm very, very surprised. Well, they're going to quickly find a solution there, one of most probably, if that is the case, maybe find a replacement. And sadly for the athlete itself, wear those spare gis, if it is a gi issue, I'm not quite sure, they will have to go in the athlete's entrance, which is at the other end of the arena. So someone's going to have to get a few gis to make sure that they get the right size. Interesting. Well, he's not seeking any medical attention, so I can only assume that it is the gi. Well, in the meantime, the Estonian's out there with his thoughts, nothing but his thoughts. He looks at that scoreboard, he's got 2 Shidos on the board, but he's reacted well, considering the odds are against him, defeating his opponent. He's come in and he's really been physical on the grips, but he was on the receiving end of that Taetoshi, and the score wasn't up on the board. Not quite sure if it was a score. It'd be interesting to see the final actions before that mate. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get that. Possibly not. Well, yeah, it was a gi issue. It was the sleeve of the judo gi, and the IGF staff has come along with, as I assumed, sort of 2 or 3 jackets, just to check out the size, because everybody's so different, especially in this weight category. Some have got very long limbs and some are quite chunky, shorter and chunky, so not easy. And it's like anything, you change the gi, and he had Kuzakura, I believe, and the rules are, as well as the jacket and the trousers and belt have all to be the same manufacturers. It's got to be the same company. So he has now, it looks like, got the Adidas, so he has to change not only the jacket but the judo pants and the belt. Not easy. Well, he looks smart now that he comes back onto the tatami with 1 minute and 47 seconds remaining. And the Estonian comes out firing on all cylinders, which is lovely to see. He's not taken defeat as yet. He knows he's got 1.5 minutes remaining in this contest. It hasn't gone his own way up until now, but he's really given it a shot here up against his opponent. He's battling away. He's throwing that left hand right high on the collar. He's got the sleeve. He's going to dig in here, and this is what you just love to see. Although he hasn't had the greatest starts, he's come back fighting. He's not given up here. Trying to get right over the top there with that left hand onto the right side. Doesn't get as deep as he has done in the past, but there's that Taetoshi. Breaks the balance, now works his way into the Niwaza. Just under 1 minute remaining. Again, the fight is still on for the Estonian. He's come back, putting the pressure on Shiro, but then there's Wazari in the last 41 seconds for Sianagi. Estonian comes back, tries to dig in with that left hand over the top. He doesn't get as far as he would wish to. Kosoto stumbles his opponent to ground, but got to check out that clock. He's got 24 seconds. If he's going to do anything, it's got to be all in Tachiwaza now. Hasn't got enough time unless he falls straight into an osakomi or an arm lock presented to him on a plate by his opponent, which I doubt very much, but he's on the belt this time, and yes, switch, yes! Oh! Well, I don't know if I think he got an overspin on that, but oh my goodness, what a chance. I think they're going to have a look at that. There's a possibility of it overspinning.
Well, it's the commission who've asked for the replay. We haven't got the whole picture, so it's a little bit tricky, but there is a point at which they can pause and see if there is a landing. And the difference between the commission asking and the referee asking is the little look. You see, the referee hasn't asked for that. Here's a better look. There. I think they're going to score.
Yeah,
I'll give that a
just
score.
landed on his other shoulder.
Yeah. The only thing, there you go. I am going to go downstairs and ask for one of those badges.
Easy, Tiger.
Mind you, I was giving it back yesterday because I made a couple of mistakes. So.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Half a badge. Yeah.
Well, this is an amazing comeback. The Estonian, for me, has been so gutsy. In the first, 3 minutes, he was really up against it, and I literally had written him off completely.
He was out there.
Yeah,
just a few seconds left.
Got his second Shido, and then the pressure even more, and I thought, oh goodness, what's this going to be? But it could be two ways. He could just throw in the towel, but he's come back fighting and digging in so deep, piling the pressure on Sherov, and now look at you seeing this. Now a Wazari apiece. Still the danger of the two Shidos, but I think that could possibly change with the pressure that has been on Sherov, because he has been battling against someone like, as you can see, throws that arm over the top. He tries, the best for him is to try and connect on that belt, and he's not. That left hand wants to be deeper. The Sianagis are there, the Taitoshi for Sherov, so he's got to be careful. Poor Sutemi was an attack there from Sherov. Well, he's thrown, he's not giving in. He's digging in deep, he's on that belt again. And that's where we've seen the danger before. Once more, that's two strong attacks. Now Sherov has got to come back with one of his own now. Once more on the attack, the Estonian digs in. Starting to look tired, he's got to be careful, but again a drop, very, very poor drop. One more like that and he could find himself with a Shido, but he's got one to play with. The Estonian once more deep on that belt. Looks extremely exhausted there. He looks so tired. But he has really had to battle to come back into this contest. Hips in, yes, and there you got it. A Wazari, a Seti Ibon, and what a comeback for the Estonian. Fantastic match.
Well, he had to dig really deep there.
That was a great match.
Of course, the first score to pull things back and level things up. That was really terrific. That's from the other side.
It was off the belt every time he managed to get on that belt. He was successful. But in the first 3 minutes of the contest, he couldn't get anywhere near him. Found himself in 2 shidos, and then with a break of a rip of the judogi's sleeve, which is really unusual.
Yeah.
It's not something you would see. The bottom, the skirt, or the trousers, definitely. But they reinforced the stitching on the jacket, so I was really surprised.
On mat number 1 now, Anna Bernholm of Sweden goes up against Hilde Jager of the Netherlands. It's Bernholm in the white judogi, Jager in blue. I like the bright orange head tie that Hilde Jager is sporting.
I think it clashes.
Very Dutch though. Well, that's the flag, isn't it?
It's the flag. It's the orange for the flag.
And blue, so she's wearing her country's colours there. We're working our way through round 1 still. This is well, of course we're round 1 because the under 70 kilo category has just started. But what I'm going to do is I'll give you a quick roundup of who's going to face whom in round 2 in the under 90 kilo category. Davlat Babonov will go up against Peter Zielke. It'll be Han Ju-Yep to face Mihail Skank, Noel van der End and Henri Egotidze, Ivelo Ivanov and Nicholas Mungai. That's what we've been watching this morning. That'll be... And Pool B, did we go through Pool B as well? Ivan Felipe Silva Morales and Nemanja Maidov. Remy Filet to go up against David Klamert. Lasha Bekaru will face Mashiyama Kosuke of Japan, and it'll be, Rafael Machado of Brazil to face Glenn Christopher Kailolaid of Estonia. That's your top half. It's all done. Beautifully done, Loretta. I like how you keep the contest sheets up to date. I've never
Just
been
keeps
good
me
at
right,
that.
keeps me right.
Never been good at that.
My doodling page, I call it. I put down my little notes. Sometimes I just put brilliant, like that last one. Brilliant match. Didn't start off looking so brilliant, I must admit, but had a lovely end to it, and I felt the right man went through.
Yeah, Sherov couldn't put him away. That was his difficulty. Got the score and couldn't finish him off. Kailolaid, to his credit, never gave up. Pulled the score back and then forged ahead, coming up with the winning score as well. Yeah, terrific work.
Yeah, Kailolaid for me, what he demonstrated in that last, his mental toughness. Mental toughness, then you
Very
can't-
much so.
And that goes a long way in a competition like this. So Bernholm picks up a shido, minute and a half remaining in this contest. Very defensive contest. Diego Kochigari stumbles Bernholm to the ground. Dutch with right high collar grip and sleeve. Looks a little bit apprehensive there as she looked to be setting up nicely, but allowed Bernholm to come round the back, and as soon as she was on her back, she dropped to the ground. So Diego wasn't that comfortable with having lost sight of her opponent. But in all fairness, she actually set that up. So I'm not quite sure the reasons behind that. The tricky thing about watching both of these, they're very tall, long-limbed athletes, and neither one of them are actually using those long limbs to their advantage, such as the Uchimatas, the big Okurumas, Harais, even the coaches, they seem to be extreme right-sided.
İlk tatamida Sara Bekeburg g'alaba qozondi. Germaniya.
22 seconds remaining. Bernholm will pick up her second Shido now. Not looking so good. She's really now got to change the tactics here. I think opening up a little bit more, changing the positioning of her body. She comes in off the sides, and again there's very little opening unless she can find something here in the Niwaza, which as you can see looks very, very tight indeed, but she's persevering. Well, both working off the side, leading with a leg, and really not giving themselves much opportunities there. Very, very repetitive. Bernholm drops to the ground again. Not one of the most exciting matches, and neither one of them wanting to change the game plan that they set up with at the beginning of this contest. There needs to be someone that's going to be gutsy, and Bernholm really not having a good day today. Maybe one of the worst matches I've seen her for a long time.
Picked up a penalty for a false attack.
Well, definitely didn't bring her game to this World Championships, that's for sure.
Well, there were two Swedish athletes in the weight category. One we've seen going out here, Anna Bernholm, and then a moment ago down on mat number 2, her teammate also went out. So that was the end of the threat from the Swedes. Ida Eriksson it was who was down on mat number 2, and it was Sally Conway in the chair.
I was just about to say, I went and had a double check to see if it was Sally.
Yeah. And she was with Ida Eriksson first, and when Ida went out, she rushed down there to be with Anna. Unfortunately, she hasn't brought either of them any good luck. Right. On mat number 1 now, Alexandra Samadzic of Bosnia-Herzegovina is up against Elisabet Teltsidou of Greece. It's Samadzic in the white judogi, Teltsidou in blue. Samadzic was busy with the cadet World Championships in Sarajevo not long ago. As part of the organising team, a really quite important and integral part of the team. You saw her around the venue, all dressed up, looking smart. I hardly recognised her because you normally only see her in judogi.
And just nice steady pace, isn't it, this? And they're just like lining each other up and trying to get them through to fight the number 2 seed, Van Dijk of the Netherlands. Lao Yuzhong of Chinese Taipei up against Nazarova of Uzbekistan. Well, you hear the crowd, and we might have two Uzbek fighters on at the moment, but wow, the crowd just changed up to another gear. Now then, is that Ippon? I think it might be. Lau takes her over there with a really well-controlled Uchimata for Ippon. And Nazarova, well, yeah, I think she thought Nazarova that she was going to have another chance in there, but it was a complete movement. It was all in one movement, and just have a look how she sets it up. Nice Uchimata there. Had to have a couple of stabs at it, but then one movement and absolutely on the points of the shoulder there. So good early action here in the under 70 kilos category. Yeah, they just silenced the music up there and the applause. But so now we've got Perez here. Perez, very experienced, Maria Perez of Puerto Rico up against Willems of Belgium. Well, she's been a world silver medalist, Perez. That nice bit of groundwork there from Willems. Willems just leg over and looking for the Newaza. They'll give plenty of time for the Newaza if it's sequenced. What I mean by sequenced is that normally there's a plan A, B, C and D, doing different things in stages. So sometimes it's leg trapped, turn them over, tie up the top half, take the leg out, or it's onto the arm.
Next contest from the W1. First round, men under 90 kilo. In white judogi representing Estonia.
Well, the winner of this will go through to fight Esposito of Italy, who's already gone through into the second round. Like I say, some of the seeded fighters. Now then, that, I thought, it was a score there for Willems. She takes it back. She gets an Ippon. I think they might have a little look at that just to see if it did have the power to it. Yes, it did. So Willems takes out Perez, and that's an early bath for Perez. She got caught. Oh, she must have been watching her teammate there. That great performance in the under 81 kilos category. And yeah, Tanio Tosh absolutely flat on her back there. I thought there might have been 2 points of contact, but there wasn't. It was just one smooth movement there, and it was all over. Here we go, Nizoe then, one of the Japanese fighters. They've got two in this weight category, up against Rodriguez. Rodriguez will have trained with Nizoe. She trains in Japan a lot, and you can tell that, well, I think you will see that it's not going to be all plain sailing here for Nizoe. Watch the feet though of Nizoe, because she has really good ashiwaza, and then flicks it across there for the ashiguruma. be training in Japan, because it's difficult to pick up the quality of randoers in their own country, and I think that goes for a lot, and it certainly was my case. I could get good randery, but then for major events I needed to up the level sometimes. Well, that was Uchimata there from Izaque, and Rodriguez starts a counter-attack, and they're not going to score it. Onto the arm here, and Rodriguez, like I say, she knows Izaque, and taking the fight to her. And you know, sometimes what happens in randery, it has a psychological imprint. Trying to remember it. So if you give her a hard time, that's going to be a score. Uchimata this time, Izaque, and Rodriguez goes over. Not quite flat on the back, but enough for the score. Different Uchimata, that one, very low, support leg on the outside, more of a rotational movement. Against right, and that means that, well, that's why the support leg was on the outside. There's the band, and well, I know Dennis, we put in some requests for you for the band up there, because I know how much you like it. That,
well, for me it was quite funny that yesterday they played tequila, but at 11 in the morning. I thought that was quite
well, that's what I say, we put a request in for you.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to say that I saw a few times yesterday attacks against a straight arm, where the arm went straight, sometimes from shoulder throws, and the odd time just by just stepping across, and hopefully they'll pick up on that today, the referee. I just thought they missed a couple, which well, that's a great sign, isn't it, there? And artistic throw. Well, we did see an artistic throw, and against a right-hander from a left-hander. Nice. I wonder if that's a direct translation. It must be, mustn't it? It must mean something else, or a slightly different connotation in Japanese.
They're artists, Neil.
They are, though.
Yes.
And you know, I think what they've proved all the way through this championships, for me, is that skill will out. I mean, skill is what it's all about, isn't it? If you've got good skill base, good skill level, you can get away with murder. I mean, if you've got that and good condition as well, and they have good condition. I mean, they do thousands, hundreds and hundreds of randerers, and you can see that when they finish a combat, you never see them, you know, absolutely sucking dust off the rafters, you know, from drawing breath, and you know that they can't stand up. You never see it.
No.
You know, they just they could go another form,
10
and then
minutes
another form.
yeah, for sure.
Nice little Uchimata there for Izaque, and Izaque just kept the lead. And now I think of it, that was very artistic.
I like the Spanish girl that will enter the tatami at the moment, Tsunoda, because I saw her at the Junior World Championships, and she won the gold medal there, and I really enjoyed watching her fighting. But of course, the change from juniors to seniors, it's not always something that will be something you do quite fast, you know.
Yeah, she's been quite slow with the transition over, actually. I mean, and she's gone back and she won the Junior Worlds again. That was second time, I think, it's either 2 times Cadet World Champion and then once for the Junior Worlds. And so it's 3 world titles she has, but never looked kind of close. She's always kind of met her physical match in the seniors at the moment, although she's done well in Grand Prix, Grand Slams. So to make the transition over, get a medal here, she'll be doing well.
Yes, she won the Junior European Championships not that long ago, like a month ago.
Yeah, and the Junior Worlds just a month ago. Yeah, it's just recent, and like I say, she really performs well at her age group. She's come through, does really well in the seniors, but hasn't quite made it against the top ones. Top ones too strong for her, but we'll see how she does here. And like I say, a medal here would absolutely set her up. She'd be, I think her and Spain would be happy with that. And Dad. Her dad's pretty hot as well. Her dad is one of the best technicians in the world. He is just an amazing judoka. Yeah, her dad has been coach of some of the best teams in the world, and just renowned for his absolute crisp technique. That's going to be a score, I think, is it? That wasn't far off there.
No, for me the elbow was out quite far. But yeah, on the side, I think Wazzari scored.
Yeah, they might look at it and go, well, even though, because they've said if the elbow is just a little bit out there, if it makes a side contact, they're going to score it. So they might just give that. Yeah, they have as well. They've given the Wazzari. Again, the junior world champion here, just finding it quite difficult here up against Sabira Jaska of Poland.
Now a chance and it was out, but no control the upper body. That was a chance for her. Still 2 minutes.
Coach is a mum, and so we've seen that a couple of times, haven't we? Billa did as well.
Yeah, that one of your parents is your coach.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Can you imagine that?
No, not really.
You couldn't imagine that, could you? No. I don't know what you would have done if you'd have had your father as your coach.
No,
it would have been terrible.
Possibly another
he
sport
never had
meal.
You back, did he? Yeah, I remember your dad, one or two times strolling onto the mat just to have a little word with the referees.
Yep. Well, now I have my eldest son and my other son also doing judo, and I know the nerves I have when they're fighting, and it's still a small competition in Holland. It's almost, well, there another chance for the whole town. Here it is.
Yeah, she's got it. I mean, it's going to be a save. No,
again, no control. So that was a second big chance that she just let. Yeah, she just let it slip.
Panic stations for Sanada here, because this could be an early exit here. 30 seconds left. She's a Wazzari down, needs a big score. Left to left.
Oh, Ouchigari or something. That's what you think she has to do with the tall, long legs from Soberaska. Shoulder throw.
Yes, well, I mean, she's renowned for a Seanagi. She's got a great Marotti Seanagi on the left, and she's got Ippon Seanagi on the right. And you can see how tall here Soberaska is. And just beating it to the attack every time. 8 seconds left, and it's a tall order here for Sanada, the junior world champion. Soberaska's got, well, I was going to say she's got a Shido she can burn there. She doesn't need to do it, and wins this match against the junior world champion. And it's all over for her. So still not made that absolute transition yet, but she'll work hard at it. She's got 2 years now to get it right up until the Olympic Games. Sumigesh takes her onto her side there, and the first upset of the day, Soberaska of Poland goes through to the next round. The last contest of the first round of competition here in the under 70 kilos. Ida Eriksson of Sweden up against Mackelberg of Germany. And that's going to, well, Makikomi there, and almost got the landing, not quite, just managed to turn out. Mackelberg starts it off.
First round, under 17 kilograms, in white judogi representing Sweden, Anna Verhol. In blue judogi representing Netherlands, Izaque.
Look at that, Sally Conway, our former, that was a slip, wasn't it? But the British fighter who was Olympic and world medalist, and
It's not former?
former, yes.
Yes.
She was, yeah. She was a former world Olympic medalist, and now coaching in Sweden, of course, so enjoying her coaching job there. One of the nicest people that you'd ever wish to meet.
Yeah, and the Swedish always have a nice team. Some good fighters, always.
Yeah, it's yeah, always. I mean, I've always had a really close association with the men's team in Sweden, and yeah, I've got so many great friends there. Tony McConnell, of course, was the team manager there, and then he was my team manager, so that was the connection. I think what people don't understand is when you start with a young team, and that's what Sally Conway's got here as a young team, it takes not 4 years, you know, it takes an 8-year period to bring them through. You know, it takes a long time sometimes.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
a quick.
No, of course not.
quick
And then,
fix.
if you're talking about 8 years, then there has to be like already a system with some judo clubs and a bit of talent, and so you can start building a team. But picking out the talents, but they have. Yeah, if
But
you
like
don't
you
have
said-
talents, you need like 15 years.
But like you said yesterday, day before as well, you know, you can tell when a particular country has got a system in
Yep.
place. And you talked about the system, didn't you?
Well,
Because that's
no.
what you had with your club, isn't it? You had a system.
Yes,
all
of
right?
course,
And
and
that system within your club, whether it's within your club or a centralization, it's a system.
Yeah, so you don't have this one boy or girl that is really into judo, and it's like,
Yeah.
so you know,
Just
like
one special talent.
one special talent, and you can bring her or you can bring him to Japan for a while. You can put a bit of money in it, and you can make a champion out of it. But it's nice to see when you see in a country that there are more and more people doing good judo, like Tajikistan at the moment. You see that they have a
It's
few
starting
good
to
fighters.
go,
It's
isn't it? Starting to
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with Dennis. It's one of those that you build up a system, you build up a team. They're going to work together and work off each other, support each other. Look at the Georgians. I mean, look how they support each other all the time. And I've got to say that there's quite a few of the teams there, and they've got all of their support there up in the stands, bellowing for each other. Big awkward stance there from Mackelberg. Wagner there, the defending world champion in the under 78 kilos category, and here supporting her teammates. So it's exactly what I'm talking about here. And looking as if they kind of trained together, these two, because their styles are pretty similar. Rangy Uchimata, big awkward stance, and now that went really quickly, didn't it? The time there, quick 4 minutes, if that's possible. Eriksson has to now make sure that she doesn't make any more mistakes. She's got 2 Shidos on the board now, and Mackelberg will try and make her look really awkward. And that's it, it's all over. And in golden score there, drops on top of Eriksson, Mackelberg, and into the offside commi, but gets a score on the way through. Just 24 seconds into golden score for that.
Turkey is now on tatami 1. Second round. The winner of these two will be up against Bobanov. And I'm quite sure they would have been watching that match, the previous match, very closely indeed. Izaque trying to throw that right hand over the top. Controlled nicely by Han, as you can see. Left hand on his opponent's right sleeve, controlling it. He knows that's the danger. So tactical blow, but Izaque coming over, breaks the grip, looks once more to try and exchange over the top. Well, at the moment, Han just controlling. Haven't seen too much in an attempt of an entry into an attack, so for me there's a bit of a stalemate situation going on, and Izaque and Han will both pick up a Shido for a lack of effort, really, of commitment. So far, a battle of the Kumikata, sizing each other up in the opening almost 2 minutes of this contest. But there you have it, beautifully done. And he was sizing him up all right, opening up, creating an opportunity, and there you have it. And which looked to have been the Marotti Sianagi, but beautifully done. Entry was perfect. And Izaque of Turkey sadly is out of the competition. And Han will go through to the second round, where he'll be up against Bobanov for a place in the quarter-final. Nice. Oh, lovely.
Portugalia.
Van Tien, this is the first match we've seen for Van Tien Nol of the Netherlands. Igutitsi of Portugal in the blue. Igutitsi, two Shidos now, and Van Tien with one. Looks a bit defensive there, Noel does. Pushing on that hip, trying to keep the distance between himself and his opponent. Jean Pombel, the coach of the Netherlands. Well, they've taken off quite a considerable amount of Shidos there. So one Shido for Igutitsi. which makes it a little bit more comfortable to work off with 2.5 minutes remaining in this contest. Petitse comes in for an attempt of variation of Categorias, drops under his opponent, doesn't get his head in deep enough, but Noel Vantien picks up his first Shido. We're just halfway through this contest. Vantien looking to get that rotation. He's working extremely hard in the Niwaza. 2 Shidos apiece with 1 minute and 15 seconds. Both athletes have got to have their wits about them here. Cannot afford to make any mistakes. You could see trying to pile the pressure on, but that was a very, very poor attack there from Noel Vantien. The work rate has been from the Portuguese. He's put quite a few attacks in, although not as effective, but still the work rate is slightly higher than Vantien. Trying to capture that lapel, comes in with the Sianagi. As I say, it keeps the wolves from the door. So now we're into golden score, 2 Shidos apiece. Well, let's see who's got their wits about them, who can step up their game, who's got plan B ready. Because plan A hasn't really been that much effective of each other. No, Vantien gets that lapel, tries to drive across for what looked to be the Osota. Possibly a switch to the Siotoshi. Comes in, shows a Sianagi. Ikutitsi needs to put in attack. He's got to be careful with that sleeve. But he has to put one in. It's looking pretty, both of them are quite passive at this stage. But Vantien has got one under his belt. Very, very strong defenses against each other. Both extremely tired now. It's been a physical match. Nice attack once more. Ikutitsi really has to put in one now. Another one from Vantien could most probably seal. Ikutitsi gets in one there, stumbles Vantien to the ground. Sutemi was her attempt there. Van Tien tries to come past the legs for the Osokomi, and he does so, yeah, but switches it about. Van Tien gets the Osokomi. Ikutidze doesn't have anything left in the tank, and the win after a grueling, physical, challenging match. Noel Van Tien takes the win and a place in the next round. Now he'll be up against the winner of the next match coming up very shortly for a place in the quarterfinal, and that will be between Bulgaria's Ivanov in the white and representing Italy, Mungai in the blue.
In blue judogi, representing Italy, Nicolas Mungai.
Ivanov in white, Mungai in the blue. Bulgaria versus Italy. Well, this is the first match of the day for Mungai. Ivanov had a quite physical match with Christophe Perrion in the first round. But it was a warm-up match, which really gives him a slight advantage, I would have thought. But for Mungai, less of a journey to get to that quarter final, which is the crucial point of this draw, which can give you a realistic chance of a place on the podium. Kunchenkov takes the win on the other side.
Tatami 2, next contest, second round, men under 90 kilogram category. In white judogi, representing Georgia, Luka Maisuraze. In blue judogi, representing Lebanon, Karamov Sarreito.
Well, this definitely wasn't going to be an easier match for either one of these athletes. Ivanov comes in with the first attack, first strong attack there. Mungai drops underneath his opponent, doesn't get anything from it other than an opportunity in the Niwaza, which wasn't up for grabs. Coming up to the halfway mark, no Shidos on the board. For us, very little to go by to see which way this is going to start to fall. Tomanagi from Mungai tries to draw his opponent into the Niwaza. Ivanov, having absolutely none of it, stays firmly in the Tachiwaza, for at least for now anyway. Mungai one more time as Sianagi. This time, Ivanov gets the rotation, the Sangaku turn. As you can see, he gets his leg caught up there and doesn't advance any further in the Niwaza. Referee calls mate, obviously can see that there's lack of interest in the ground from either one of these athletes. Second round of the under-90s. like I said, the winner of this will meet Noel van Tien of the Netherlands for a place, to fight for a place in the quarter-final. So we're getting very, very close to that quarter-final stage. Tayatoshi, Ivanov gets the Wazari. So now puts him in a comfortable lead, as you can see now, with just under a minute as he works his way in the Niwaza. Well, a little bit of punishment down there, but nothing for the efforts. Mongai defending quite nicely. As you can, tripped over that Tayatoshi and no more. But it was a sharp, very fast entry on the Tayatoshi. An attempt to overstretched himself there, looking for an attempt of that Kategoruma, but like I said, overstretched himself, leaving him very little opportunity to get closer to that technique. Koichigari attempt from the Italian. Tries desperately to come now round the back, uses his feet for the double-footed Tomonagi, and now finds himself once more in the receiving end of Niwaza, which is not a great position to be in, as that clock ticks away quite nicely for Ivanov. And he'll be quite happy to play down there while the clock ticks away in his favour. And that is it, really. Mongai out of the competition in the second round. Ivanov once more takes another slow progress into that third round, where he'll be up against, again, a very strong opposition in Noel van Tien of the Netherlands.
The winner of tatami 1 in white judogi from Bulgaria, Ivanov.
So we are now wandering into Pool B. Before we do that, here's some of the highlights. That Tayatoshi, he got across and no more, but it was the speed of entry, the upper body control that stumbled his opponent from Italy over for the Wazari that gave him that win. Sylvain Morales, again, one of my favourites, technically a very sound athlete, nice judo, but his speed is electrifying, and strength of the man. He's up against Madov of Serbia, who on his own right is a very, very tough opposition. Well, Silva Morales, as you can see, he's got the height, but it's those long limbs, those arms that are so long, that comes in, causes so much problems for his opponents. He gets a grip before they've even managed to get close enough to Morales. Both picking up their first Shido, although some nice, interesting gripping from both of these athletes. There was no advancing off that gripping stage to looking any close of attacking. And this is what it's all about, trying to get the throws in. Maidov finding himself getting pulled in. Right hand just on the side of Silva Morales, looking to try and change for the Tayatoshi hip throw, and then switching it to the Kategoruma. So that's the little combination we're getting a bit of a sniff at here with Maidov. Silva Morales still to play his trump card here. He's got a good gripping style. High collar grip, draws down on his opponent, got that sleeve as well. But really, he's got those legs and he hasn't actually advanced yet. Still to attack. Silva Morales, if he's not careful, will pick up a second Shido very shortly. Does a lot of twitching there. Uchimata, you can see what he's trying to do, but he needs to get a little bit more movement here. As you can see, the defensive arm for Maidov just on the rib cage, keeping those hips of Silva Morales away from him and the danger of that Uchimata at bay. 1 minute, 20 seconds remaining in this contest. Shido, Maidov, which is the second now, and I believe that's for, well, it was very defensive from this angle. As you could see, his arm just trying to keep Silva Morales' left hip from advancing into that Uchimata or even that big Oguruma. Now gripping is one thing, drawing it in. You can see the elbow now from Maidov bent, so it doesn't look as defensive. As soon as that arm starts to stretch, then you can sense the defensive action from the Serbian, and that's what the referee's looking for. Silva Morales' left elbow bent, so there's no defense there. He's got the sleeve grip, but he's walking that fine line there, and then it's not putting attack in. So he too could be looking at Shido now. Well, the height, Silva Morales, those long limbs have been a danger for the Serbian right from the beginning. It's like now he brings him down to his height. Bit of a Koshiguruma attempt there, comes high on the collar, wraps the head, but didn't get the rotation that it required. So golden score, 2 Shidos to 1.
Golden score, tatami 1.
Oh, there you have it, the Uchimata combination. Well, that's most probably the first strong attack, and the first time we've seen the Cuban commit in this contest, and it's nearly a half a minute into golden score. So for 4 minutes, he's been setting that up. You could see the dangers. But still no score on the board. A Cianagi from Silva Morales. 2 strong attacks, but is Silva Morales in trouble now? As we know, the Serbian brilliant in the Niwaza, and as you can see, he's working his way under the core. Bushidos and Uchimata. But he's got his hand caught up there. Morales is not comfortable in the upper body control. He's just taking second best, but those long legs get him out of trouble. Well, Maidov needs to put an attack in now. Gets a little bounce on those legs to just keep the flow, blood circulating. Oh, well, overreached. Morales' flexibility manages to step over the attempt of the Uchimata from Maidov as we venture into 2 minutes of golden score. Silva Morales needs to come back, but he's got the advantage of only having one Shido at this particular moment. So he's not as threatened to having to commit as much as the Serbian is right now. Comes in the inside, good strong grip from Silva Morales. Tries to set up the Uchimata, yes, it's there. Wazari, and it's enough for a win to go through to the next round. Well, I think they'll have another look at it to double check. And yeah, they're happy with that.
In white, judogi representing Cuba, Ivan Silva Morales.
So Silva Morales goes in to the quarterfinal. And he'll be up against the winner of the next match, coming up very shortly.
Men under 90 kilogram category. In white, judogi representing Mauritius, Remy Feuillet. In blue, judogi representing Czech Republic, David Klamet.
Now we have representing Mauritius here in the white, Fleuret. And he'll be up against Klamet of the Czech Republic in the blue. Now for Fleuret, this is the first match, I believe, yes, first match of this competition. We've seen Clement that defeated the Kazakhstan, Kamza, in the first round of the tournament. Fleuret, double-sided grip. Clement tries to come over the top, double-sleeved grip, just behind, gripping style that just takes right under the armpits there to draw in his opponent, attempts a Sutemi Waza attack to bring him down into the Niwaza. Takes first Shido after 1 minute and 45 seconds of competition. For Clement, this athlete from Mauritius is causing him a few problems. Possibly didn't expect that as he entered into this second round match. Shiwaza attempt stumbles his opponent to the ground, doesn't find a solution in the Niwaza. Back up into the Tachiwaza, standing position, cross grip around the back. Chile stepping across there for an attempt of a Taitoshi, but you could see that all the weight was on his supporting leg, not giving him the power to rotate his opponent over for any close to a score.
In white, judogi representing Netherlands, Sander van Dijk. 73 kilogram geçiş bölgemesi toifasida ayollar taklif qilinadi. Judogida Maya Goshen, İsrail. Judogida Liao Yunjun, Xitoy Taipei.
Well, Filet finding himself now into the Niwaza. Stumbling down there in defensive action and picks up his second Shudo. So pressure on this athlete from Mauritius. Right hand on the lapel, his left hand on the sleeve as he tries to advance using his feet here to get some sort of control over his opponent. Filet not having a great opportunity right from the beginning of this contest against Clement. Clement comes round the back. He's had a couple of Sutemi wazas drawing his opponent down into the knee waza. But again, nothing special. Tries to pivot his opponent on a bit of a spin there, but Filet blocking it nicely. So two Shidos on the board that divides these two athletes. It's not looking too great for the Mauritius athlete. Filet now goes over for Ippon Sienagi Makikomi. Awazari on the last second, and Clement goes through to the next round. And he'll be up against Silva Morales in that next round, so he'll have to bring his game up a little bit against the Cuban to have any chance of a place in the quarter-final.
Next contest, second round for the men's under 90 kilogram category. In white judogi representing Georgia, Tokyo Olympic Games champion, Lasha Bekauri. In blue judogi representing Japan, Mashiyama Kosuke.
Bekauri of Georgia now in the white, up against Mashiyama of Japan in the blue. Bekauri throws that arm over the top onto the belt, tries to get those hips in, switches to the rear direction, opposite flank. And what a great start for Bekauri. Well, a little bit of shock to the system for Mashiyama, who now has to play a bit of a chasing game here in this contest. Bekauri comes in with the hips for the Makikomi. Just gets in front of Mashiyama. From Mashiyama, just off the one sleeve. Good, strong kumikata there for Mashiyama, defending nicely that last attack from Bekauri. Bekauri there with a Wazari lead in the opening seconds of this contest.
Tatamida Maya qo'shin g'alaba qozondi. Isroil. Ikkinchi tatamiga 70 kilogramgacha bo'lgan vazn toifasida ayollar taklif qilinadi. Oldi dogida Margot Pinot.
The Kauri, well, we always knew for Mashiyama it was going to be a difficult match. The Kauri displaying the gold back patch, has been the Olympic champion in Tokyo. To come past the defences there. Bikauri head to head. Mashiyama goes over once more for a Wazari Setiapon. Nice little touch there with the Uchimata. Kauri takes the win into the next round, and to be up against the winner of the next round coming up. And for the first time we'll see Machado of Brazil. But there's some of the highlights of that contest.
Men under 90 kilo. In white, judogi representing Brazil, Rafael Macedo. In blue judogi representing Estonia, Glenn Christopher Kaljulaid.
Well, Kaljulaid of Estonia, we saw him in his first round match, and my goodness, what a performance he gave us there. A real comeback under a beautiful technician from Brazil, Macedo. But the Estonian, with that grip on the belt, is most probably the big danger for the Brazilian. I think the danger of the Estonian coming over the top of that belt is what the Brazilian has to be mindful of. It was very effective in the last match. In fact, it was what was the winning ingredient for him taking himself into this second round. Macedo off that sleeve, takes the lapel, looks for the Sodi. You can see a little bit of a push up there off that sleeve grip. Brazilian coach been asked to calm it down a little bit. As we know, coaches are not allowed to instruct their athletes while contest is in play. Macedo comes in for a Cianagi, but dropped in just a little bit short in breaking the balance of his opponent. So he'll be careful that he doesn't put too many of them in. It could be perceived as a false attack. Kaluled, as you can see there, off that belt, makes him very dangerous indeed, whether it's bringing the foot across for the Taitoshi or whether it's coming right over the top.
Golden score.
So 1 minute 20 seconds in remaining in this contest. Estonian comes over with that left hand high on the collar. Macedo taking himself out of danger. Still to produce the judo that we have come to expect from the Brazilian. Hasn't had an opportunity to create enough space and movement for him to come in for his Cianagis. Sleeve lapel from the Brazilian Uchimata. Beautifully done. He just needed that opening. Scoring a Wazari off the angle here. It looked like Ippon, but yep, Wazari. It was a good call. Macedo thought it was Ippon there. The height was good. And he takes him over the back, scoring a Wazari, Eseti Ippon. So swiftly done with 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Macedo takes the win and a place in the third round of this competition.
The winner on tatami 1 in white judogi representing Brazil, Rafael Macedo.
And he'll be up against Becari in that next round, so that's going to be very challenging indeed. So we come now onto the women's under 70s, and lovely to see for the first time Barbara Macic, Croatia. She's up against Hilde Jaeger of the Netherlands in the blue.
In blue judogi representing Netherlands, Hilde Jaeger.
Reigning world champion Barbara Macic, beautiful judo. This young lady displays the Makikomi. She also has the Uchimata.
Birinci tatamida O judogida Jahon chempioni Barbara Macic kurashmoqda, Xorvatiya.
Barbara Macic, left hand on the right lapel, left to right stance. Macic looking for the Uchimata, but also has a switch for the Ouchigari to a rear, from a front to a rear attack. Bit of a settling process for the Croatian. Jaeger already had one contest which was quite challenging under her belt so far, so she's actually had that warm-up contest. Uchimata into the Makikomi. Flurry of attacks that we've come to expect from Matic. Jaeger just stepping in front of her opponent each time to avoid that combination.
Tatami 2, the winner in blue judogi, representing Croatia, Lara Svietko.
İkinci tatamiga 70 kilogramgacha bo'lgan vazn toifasida ayollar taklif qilinadi. Ojudogida Gabriela Williams, Belgiya. Judogida Martina Esposito, Italiya.
Makikomi, bit of a rotation there, just stopped at that crucial point. Defended well from Jaeger, who's picked up a Shido. A minute and 17 remaining. Well, for Barbara Matic, reigning world champion, she's had a few difficulties in this contest. To come up with a different game plan here. Jaeger just brings that leg in front and no more, but it has every time she has a chop opportunity, it's from a very low posture. So she's not managing to get the rotation or the lift off the Uchimata. So cross grip. Now there's a glimmer of hope there for Barbara Matic. Coming on the other side for the Koichi, if she's gutsy enough, but she comes round, overstretches herself on by coming round the back of the right side of her opponent. Possibly a dangerous move if Jaeger could anticipate it quick enough to spin forward with the Uchimata. Both coaches asked to calm down. With 17 seconds to go, Jaeger with 2 Shidos on the board. Although she's played a very tactical game, which has been a good one, it has had its faults, which means while she's defending with that leg in front, she's not exactly attacking, which hence the reason 2 Shidos are up there against her. A bit of a spoiling attack.
Golden score, Tatami 1.
So Koichi well, if she was in deep enough around the back Matic, you would think that she could go for the Uchimata switch to a Sutemi Waza. Uchimata Eventually, she manages to get the leg in front. It was some time, but Jaeger ran out of steam. Her defenses became not as strong as they were at the beginning, and Macic finally found her way through.
The winner of Tatami 1, in white judogi representing Croatia, Barbara Matic. Tatami 1, next contest, second round, women under 70 kg. In white judogi, representing Romania, Seraphima Moscalu. In blue judogi, representing Bosnia and Herzegovina, Alexandra Samatic.
Moscalu representing Romania in the white, and Samadic representing Bosnia-Herzegovina in the blue. Well, blue seems to have a high collar grip that's very controlling indeed. You see the arm elbow tucked in nicely in the inside, also sleeve grip. Moscalu trying desperately to break free of that defensive grip. For Moscalu, it's that high collar grip that's causing no ends of problems here. Getting the head caught up, not allowing the freedom that she's required to get that movement going. But we're 1 minute and 56 seconds, just past the halfway mark. No score, but no shidos on the board, which is ideal for both athletes.
AJUDE'da 2019 Jahon chempioni Marie-Gaye, Fransiya. AJUDE'da Juan Carvalho, Braziliya.
Samadic steps across, leaves herself unarmed there as she drops underneath her opponent. That high collar grip wasn't effective this time. Sadly for the Romanian, she didn't capitalise on an opportunity there to get a bit of a comeback. The cross grip comes round the back. The Romanian stumbles her opponent down into the Niwaza. Coach indicating that she's got to be a bit more forceful on that. Samadic in the inside, high collar grip once more, sleeve. Just being defensive out there. Defensive and controlling from Bosnia-Herzegovina. Well, that Makikomi from Samoic, very loose indeed. Needs to have that much tighter if she's going to have any impact on her opponent. Both athletes starting to look very weary out there. Neither one of them having a real solution of what to do next. Well, as they venture into the golden score, they've enough to keep the slate clean as far as Shidos are concerned. But does anybody have, out of these two, anyone have a solution on how to get past either one of their defences? Very similar in stature. With the high collar grip, again once more defending, not seeing any changes as yet. The Romanian trying desperately to get past that high collar grip. The coach indicating that she should be a bit more forceful, aggressive, to the point, just getting in before her opponent. But once more, the high collar grip from Samaric is there. Controlling nicely and looking for the Makikomi, which again is very loose indeed. But she perseveres, getting an Osota in there, falling to the ground for the Osota Makikomi.
Tatamida Marie Gaye g'alaba qozondi Fransiya.
The winner on tatami 1.
Well, I'm just going to take a short break, but my colleague Dennis van der Gies is here to join us and he'll take over, so I'll see you later.
Yeah, and a good moment to start my commentary. It's Peterson Polar from Great Britain fighting Matniazova from Uzbekistan. Of course, Matniazova, the favorite for all the people in the crowd here. Right to left combination from Peterson. But the shoulder throw was not good enough according to the referee. But the penalty is gone. So it's still clean sheet.
Tatamiga 70 kilogramgacha vazn toifasida ayollar shakllanadi. Ojido'gida Tokio Olimpiya o'yinlarining kumush medal sohibasi Eliminatórias, Avstriya. Ojido'gida Katarzyna Sabirayska, Polsha.
favorite grip of both athletes is on the back. Now one-sided from Matniasova. Completely wrapped up the arm of her opponent. That was a strong attack from two sleeves. Uchimata attempt. So it's Peterson who wants the dominant right-handed grip. The right arm on the back of Matniasova. And from that situation with two hands on the sleeve, Matniasova loves to jump in with the Seon or the Soda Churigomigoshi. Well, for me that was a chance for Matniasova to work on the ground. She had a strong, dominant body posture, holding her opponent, but she did not try to get the leg out. The last second sticking away of the regular time. Again, left Seonage from Peterson. Golden score.
Golden score.
Look at the grip of Matniasova, not on the sleeves, but on the elbows. Well, she rolled her over. It was Peterson who came in with Uchimata. So that was not a score. But it was also Matniasova that was close to counter-attacker.
Golden score, Tatami 2.
their athletes to the win. Dominant grip again. Trying for the Uchimata. So that equals the penalties. Matniasova picks up her first one.
İkinci tatamida Mikhaela Polaris galaba kazandı. Avstriya.
Searching for the close grip on the belt. No, Peterson. Well, the way they're standing, it's because they're so extreme left to right.
70 kilogram geçim bölgesinde ortasında ayarlar teşkilatları. Ajude'da.
But they also forget to attack to the rear side, only searching for front side attacks. Now strong grip from Matniasova. Also one-sided. This is the hip throw. So the attempt again. Left hand on the belt. This was not a good attempt from Peterson. That will surely bring her a second penalty. Of regular time now, almost 4 minutes into golden score. Yeah, what can you do? Both fighters didn't do anything, but of course for Peterson that's the biggest trouble. Third Judô for her. It's Matniasova who wins this fight. It was just a short moment that Peterson stepped off the tatami.
Next Tatami 1, second round, women under 70 kg. In white, judogi representing Cameroon.
For Cameroon, Zita Ornella Biami,
In blue, judogi
and for Turkey, it's Ogel Fidan. We saw at the Junior Worlds that Turkey really has a strong women team at the moment. Young, strong fighters. It's the second round, but both athletes had a bye the first round. So this is their first fight. So she has the elbow out. Now she has to be patient, and she gets the time for the referee, but no. I had the feeling that it was possible for her to turn her over straight into the hold down. She had the elbow, wrapped the sleeve around it or the lapel around it. Everything was there. Oh, and that's a big go with Izaque. Ogel into the next round.
Tatami 2, next contest, third round for the men's under 90 kilogram category.
Great way how she hooked in with the right leg.
Yeah, powerful finish from Fidal Ogen, putting her into round 3. We've got Miriam Boutkarite of Germany now coming onto the mat against Nihel Van Dolci of Tunisia. It's Boutkarite in the white judogi, Van Dolci in blue. We saw Van Dolci earlier on. And we were talking about, stature for this weight category, the right kind of body type and shape. She's got the tools, the physical tools. And just hope for her sake that her judo improves along those lines. She had a nice win in round 1, but she's got her hands full against Miriam Boutkarite of Germany. She's just a couple of centimeters taller than she is. Just a moment when you could think that she might go around the back for that Tanio Toshi. I've got my laptop down here, but it's just that little bit too far away from where our main commentary position is, and the signal isn't strong enough.
Yesterday I said it was internet.
Yes, very good. I like that. But you don't mind if I use that, do you? I thought that was good. First minute gone. No scorers yet, and Van Dolci's going to have to be careful here, because I think Boutkarite fancies going around the back for the Tanio Toshi. And if the Tunisian's not careful, she's going to turn her body in a position that just allows, here.
There it is, the Tanio Toshi. And it is way too easy for Boutkarite. Strong newaza here, straight into the hold down. Rolled her over.
She's lucky to escape out of that without giving up a score, another couple of seconds. But she's got to change that body position. She just turns to the side, it's too extreme, and it allows Budkrite the opportunity to, and she just used the hands to take her that time. If she gets the leg involved, then I think there are going to be problems for Landolfi.
But it's also way too easy for Budkarite to place the right arm. Oh, yes, okay. Well, we saw that one coming already for 2 minutes, and it happened. It's Budkarite who throws her opponent for Ippon. And she's into the third round.
Tatami 1, the winner in white judogi from Germany, Miriam Budkarite. Tatami 1, next contest, second round, women under 70 kilo, in white judogi, representing Slovenia, Anka Pogačnik, in blue judogi, representing Australia, Ifa Kochman.
In the white judogi for Slovenia, Pogačnik, and in blue for Australia, Coughlin. Coughlin, strong right-handed grip, jumps in with the left seonage. And now it's turn for Pogačnik to put a bit more effort in this fight. First penalty was given. Now there's a chance for her.
Golden score.
Let's see if Coughlin knows what her coach was telling her. Fighting for the sleeve. It's the strong left hand of Pogačnik. That is the one that is the most dangerous for her. But now she has the right strong grip. Again, one right hand on the lapel, the left hand on the sleeve, and then she controls it. Well, now you have the grip you want, Pogačnik. Now you have to make an attempt. But the control over right arm by Coughlin makes it quite difficult for her. both pick up a penalty, so 2 penalties now for Pokachnik, 1 for Koglen. And directly a second one for Koglen as well, so, and hopefully this opens up the fight a little bit.
It's just a big action down on mat 2, as not only was there a big action on the mat, but that action has resulted in the early exit of Edouard Triple. I think, Dennis, you saw that, yeah?
Yes, against the Brazilian Gomez, and this guy is a real great judoka. It's not the first throw he made today, and hopefully for him not the last one. So, okay, so the referees, they gave these 2 penalties. 4 minutes are gone, we're into golden score. And why did they give those 2 penalties quite fast? Because this fight is completely locked. And something has to happen. Hopefully it opens up the fight a bit. Again, it's Koglen with the strong, dominant right-handed grip, controlling. Well, that's to see the details, Sheldon.
It's not only the scoreboard that looks untidy, it's also some of the efforts. No one able to really settle and come up with a strong enough effort.
Yeah, let's see, like, if they're going to give somebody like me, because this was on an outstretched arm, but I think it was not enough. But still, if you want to win this fight, because now I don't bother if they give a Shido to white or to blue, you know. I don't see any of those 2 fighters that I think, okay, she's in the favorite at the moment.
Or done enough to win.
Yeah.
I think I'll sit in for one more contest with Dennis van der Geest, and then we'll get Loretta Cusack-Doyle back up here. Unless, of course, you want to wander down to...
Pokachnik is the winner, no?
Yeah.
Like, well,
that was, exactly. That was just how interested we were. It was done and dusted. I hadn't noticed. Well done for noticing. Pokachnik, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Should at least give them that respect. Anyway, I think we're going to get some action now. It's round 3 of the under 90 kilo category, about to get underway. Or have we still got
we have
contests left? Okay.
Two fights. It's Portela for Brazil against Mayakova from Kazakhstan. Afterwards, we will see Tanaka from Japan facing Chistiakova from the Ukraine, and then we will change to the men's under 90. And we will see some action for sure. That will start with one of the favorites today, especially for the people in the crowd, Bobanov from Uzbekistan fighting Han from Korea. After that one, Noël van der Dent, former world champion from the Netherlands, fighting Ivanov. I think he changed weight from 81 to 90.
Yes. Vero Ivanov, the Bulgarian. I like Natalia Chistiakova from Ukraine. She's young, she's still on her way up, still got a bit of work to do. And Chistiakova, I think, is a real talent. There's another of the girls from Ukraine. She's in the under 78 kilo category. I think she is a real talent and one to watch for the future. Yelisaveta Litvinenko, we'll see her tomorrow. You know, there's a short delay whilst we get the tatami tidied up with all the movement. You just get a little bit of a gap from time to time, and they're just making sure that everything is in place before we get back underway.
I've made many competitions on places where the tatamis weren't that close to each other and gaps, and one thing, if your toe sticks in one of those gaps while making a Haragoshi Uchimata, that's not what you want.
You can compete whilst the tatami are moving sometimes. If they put them on, you know, you go to some lower level club competitions where one is on a gymnasium floor from some school or something, and the mat used to slide.
Oh, yeah.
İkinci tatamiga 70 kiloga geçirgan vazn toifasida ayollar taklif qilinadi. Judokida
Sanne van Dijk of the Netherlands is taking to mat number 2 up against Maya Gershon of Israel. Those of you who want to watch that one down on mat number 2. We're still waiting for things to be tidied up here and readied on mat number 1. We're almost there. I like to see some of the sport wear that the different teams have. I mean, that's fairly neutral, isn't it? That's the Romanian team, but I think some of the Tajik ones,
but to be honest, Sheldon, it's really fun to watch, but I think most viewers are now on the other tatami where there's still some action, but we're back. I see Portela from Brazil walking on the tatami for her fight against Mayakova from Kazakhstan.
Right then. Bit of a height difference here. Mayakova quite tall and leggy.
Yeah, and Portela, one of the smaller, shorter fighters in this category.
Gone over.
Bozari scored for Mayakova with really good use of her long legs.
Like to see how Portela, I was going to say, I'd like to see how Portela deals with this.
Well,
don't panic. Yeah, well, I didn't even get the words out.
That was also good use of the long legs of Mayakova. Yeah, great switch. Just gave her the feeling that she would go for attack to the front, switched it to the other side.
That was the
so
score.
This was the score. The first was Ari.
Second round, women under 70 kilo.
I like the way she approaches to the front with the left arm, and then with the leg completely the other way.
We say she was completely sold.
Yeah, she was sold. Yeah,
she bought the first technique. She thought, okay, I can see what's coming. I'll buy this. And she was sold that one.
Tanaka from Japan. Fistiakova from the Ukraine. Tanaka started this second round trying to throw her opponent with the standing Seonage.
Fistiakova only just out of juniors.
Yeah, they expect a lot from her, from Tanaka.
Dear spectators, today at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. local time, we will have athletes autograph ceremony. It's outside the main entrance of the venue on the floor 2, Sector A. Please come to get the signature manager and painter of the world champion Tazo Grigotashvili of Georgia. So it's outside the main entrance on the venue on the floor 2, sector A. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
Well, this is how dominance looks. Tanaka completely dominating the sleeve. Krysiakova just walks out of the area, picks up a penalty for that. And a second penalty. Well, that goes quick. 2 penalties for the Ukrainian. And again, strong dominant grip from Tanaka. Yeah, maybe that was ducking underneath. Well,
they gave the penalty for avoiding to take a grip, and I suppose if you pull away, if you pull your arm away, you are avoiding to take a grip. Although this, I think, the breaking of the grip is probably closer.
You can break the grip, but then directly you have to hold on to the sleeve as well. She did not. She just broke the grip and did not do anything. So this was quite an easy win for Tanaka.
Right, well, they've been waiting a long time for this one, the home crowd. The world ranked #1 and the #1 seed here, obviously, at this competition, Davlat Babonov of Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan goes up against Han Ju-Yok of the Republic of Korea. It's Babonov in the white judogi, Han in blue. And the commentary on this, I'm going to leave you with Dennis van der Geest.
Uzbekistan still waiting for their first medal. And with Bobanov, they have a big chance. #1 seeded. Left hand on the back of the Korean. You want to have 2 hands on Han. Walking out of the contest area, that will be a first Shido for Han. No, he gets away with it. No, not. Yes, so Shido, it was in the movement, but they're quite strict, the referees, during this World Championship. If you walk out of the contest area, then it's directly a penalty. Nice movement from Bobanov there. The referee already called mate. Both fighters pick up another penalty. That was close. It's Iliades coaching Bobanov. If somebody knows how to win a few fights in the 90s, 90-kilogram category, then it's Iliades, of course. Well, Han through in with the Sumigashi because he was again almost pushed out of the contest area. Shoulder throw. Good attempt there from Han, and he needed that one. Focus from Bobanov, and he knows he's just waiting. Controls the sleeve. Of course, he can bring his left arm over the back of his opponent now, but now he's holding the lapel. The Korean is not doing anything. Oh, great time, Toshi. I think they were close to giving Han his third penalty, but this is a better way to finish the job. Big tie Toshi, straight on his back. It's Bobanov in the quarterfinal. Look at this. He missed the right leg of the Korean, but the rotation of the arms, of the upper body, that was so strong. Noël Fontent, former world champion from the Netherlands, facing Ivanov from Bulgaria. Bulgaria. Ivanov, I've seen him fighting many times, but in the 81s. This definitely won't be an easy match for Noël Fontent. Shoulder throw by Ivanov. Working on the ground, rolls him over. The leg is out, but Fontent can roll out of this difficult situation after the shoulder throw and some good newaza. It's the first penalty for Fontent on the scoreboard. Fontent tried to hook in with his one of his favorite techniques. Again, good newaza here from Ivanov, trying to roll his opponent over. Toshi. So, a few good attempts now from the Bulgarian. It's time for Noël Fontent to throw in an attack as well. Well, both will pick up a penalty for sure now. So that's the second penalty for Noel van Dent, and it stays like that. So 2 Shidos now. Again the Taitoshi from Ivanov. So no escape anymore for Noel van Dent. He has to do something extra now. Well, Ivanov breaks the grip every time. Quite easy. That was a soda attempt from the Dutchman. Also a bit dangerous, because it was on the outstretched arm of Ivanov. And then from the other side, so 2 good attempts from the Dutchman now.
Next contest on tatami 2. Third round for the women's under 70 kilogram category.
That results in a first penalty for the Bulgarian.
In blue judogi, representing Japan, Izaque. Ladies and gentlemen, dear spectators, at 2 p.m. local time, 2 p.m., we will have athletes autograph ceremony outside the main entrance of the venue on the floor 2, sector A. Please come to get the signature and picture of the world champion.
Again a Taitoshi attempt from Ivanov.
Outside the main entrance of the venue on the floor 2, sector A.
Hurmatli qonunlar va shartlar, soat 14:00 Jahon chempioni gruziyalik Tato Grigorishvili dastxat beradi. Mazkur marosimga sizni taklif qilamiz. Dastxat qaytarma soat 2da.
If you wait too long with the grips, then you're getting yourself into trouble when you have 2 penalties on the board. Categoruma attempt for Ivanov, so again an attack by the Bulgarian.
Golden score, tatami 1.
Golden score, 4 minutes gone. You have to grab, and for Ivanov this is not a problem when they don't grab each other. Easy break. And again shoulder throw by Ivanov. So the few, well, not the best attempts, but at least he's the one who's attacking.
Well, with 2 Shidos down, he's really got to be in there all the time. He's not been looking the sharpest as I've seen him in previous events, but is this because of the opposition that he's truly up against? His first match was a little bit slow to start.
Well, I see many times fighting like this, and I think he's taking a lot of risk at the moment. If Ivanov will make a good attempt one more time, Categoruma will come for sure. Yeah, you could see it, that was the thing Ivanov was looking for.
Well, 1:22 into golden score. There's been an absolute battle between these 2.
And again, it's Ivanov. Noel van Dent's playing with fire, rolled over now, straight into the Osaikomi, but managed to grab the leg. And again, it's Ivanov not with the best attempt, though we could see that. But if I have to make the decision now, I see one person who made like 4 attempts, and Noël van het End was playing with fire. You could see it. If you have 2 penalties on the board, you know you have to do something. And he's waiting and waiting and waiting. So it's Ivanov in the quarterfinal. Noël van het End, former world champion, he's out.
Yeah. It is, it's definitely frustrating. But like Dennis was saying, when you put yourself in the position of being 2 judos down, then it's not looking good, especially when someone who's got the attacks in front all the time. So yeah, big disappointment. Van Tien is out. And is out of the tournament as well because it didn't reach the quarter-final stage. Ivanov. And Ivanov will be in that quarter-final with Bobanov of Uzbekistan. And now here to someone that an exciting judoka for me, Silva Morales. He's a little bit slow in the first outing, Madov, but I believe that was just up against a very tough opponent. There was no doubt about that, but he finished it off in style. And but he's now up against Klemert from the Czech Republic. Oh, and there we have it again, that high Uchimata, those long legs, the limbs that just come in from nowhere. Powered his opponent over, but does it within style. So now, although it's not Ippon, it gives Klemert an opportunity to get back in, but he's got a tall order against his opponent. Well, we're still thinking back on the Noël van Tien being out of the tournament, and but we had spoke in the intro of before the competition started. There was a massive lineup of world-class athletes that have all got a chance and have got their sights set on a place on that podium. It just clears the pathway a little bit better for the likes of these 2 athletes, Silva Morales and also Bobanov. But even then, there's still 1 hurdle in front of them. Hammer down a Shido, 1 minute remaining in this contest. Silva Morales in a very comfortable lead, has a left hand high on the collar, on the lapel I should say, just not a bit now on the collar, which he favours better with Uchimata. There it is! Ippon this time! So what a finish. Well, this man is on a roll today. He has been looking brilliantly, so sharp. Definitely got to be a contender for that title. But he's got another 2 hurdles to carry over on, and that's the next one in the quarter-final stage, which should be up against the Olympic champion, and then it will be in that semi-final. So Bekari, Lasha of Georgia, Macedo from Brazil for a place in the quarter-final, and up against Silva Morales of Cuba. Bukari on the belt as well as the high collar. Very unusual start as he literally tucked himself around the back of Macedo. Couldn't actually, lost sight of him, which is a bit nervy, I would imagine, to be in that position. No hands on an opponent, and knowing that you can sense the feeling that he's directly behind you with 2 hands on you. So not a nice feeling at all, but nervy to start out. But Macedo came in for the Osota, but sense the danger and the power of Bakauri. Dropped down into the Niwaza, most probably the safest solution in this situation. Bakauri over the top again, draws down on the head, looks for the Ojigari, draws his opponent down into the Niwaza, literally manhandles him to the ground. Very, very physical athlete, the Georgian is. The strength of this man is making it very uncomfortable for Rafael Macedo, who picks up a Shido now in the opening minute of this contest. Macedo trying to pip him to the post with a hip throw there. Didn't get his hips in deep enough. Blocked out nicely from the Georgian. Georgian throws that right hand deep on the back once more, comes out of sight right behind Macedo. Macedo, and rightly so, taken a little bit of time to compose himself, possibly rethink what's happening at this moment to him, and quite a nerving situation. But the style that the Georgian has, he comes deep onto the back, he takes that high collar and belt and almost disappears out of sight, and that's the last thing you want, is a Georgian behind you and not knowing what they're capable of doing and how powerful they are. Makes it very, very uncomfortable indeed. Bukari, high collar, but drops it now to take a double sleeve. Steps across there, scores a Wazari.